Well, let's say hello to Mr. Stu Bergier, executive producer on the program. Hello, Stu.
Hello, Glenn. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Really well. Everything's going great, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, right? That's the way to do it. And, these things come up, and you're like, it would be interesting to see how that all works out.
That's exactly how I feel about everything these days.
Hello, Pat Gray, who's wearing a, looks like an official ICE jacket.
Yeah. And it is, of course.
And it is.
Official ICE agent now.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you really? Mm-hmm. Do people
unofficially official?
Wow, it's that official that it's unofficial.
Yes.
Keeping it on the down low.
Exactly.
They're pretending that you're not.
They like to pretend. And they give everybody a little wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't bring you in. But
they know
but
you're wearing that anyway.
But I'm wearing it.
Yeah.
So that must mean I can.
Right. And so do you see a lot of people run when you walk into stores with that?
Almost everybody. Almost everybody. Where I live, almost everybody runs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted to bring you in because I heard a couple of takes, a couple of audio pieces on your show today, and I just wanted you to take us through Hank Johnson and Al Green.
Yeah,
which one do you want to start with?
Oh, man. It's so hard to choose.
I know. Well, let's start with Al Green.
Yeah, I was going to suggest.
Al Green, he was the guy who stood up last week with a cane. Did anybody else see that and think, oh my gosh, it's 1853.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right. He's standing with a cane. I'm like, he's going to go up and try to beat Donald Trump to death with a cane. Anyway, here he is claiming that, well, you listen. Cut 11.
There is invidious discrimination in the House of Representatives. I'm a son of the segregated South. The rights that the Constitution recognized for me, my friends and neighbors denied. I had to sit in the back of the bus,
in the South,
the balcony of the movie, drink from a colored water fountain, and my relatives who committed some crimes were locked up in the bottom of the jail. I know what invidious discrimination looks like. The Klan burned a cross in my yard. I know what it smells like. I was in filthy waiting rooms, and I've been in places where I didn't want to be, and I know what it sounds like. I've been called all kinds of ugly names. So I know invidious discrimination. And when the speaker decided that I would be removed, and then there was this motion, this resolution to censure me, it became obvious to me that I was not being
invidious
as others were.
It's invidious.
And candidly speaking,
sure of that word.
It is invidious discrimination.
I told you, it is invidious discrimination.
I'm not sure I've ever heard the word
invidious. I hadn't until now, but it is an actual word.
Is it? And what does it mean?
Likely to arouse or incur resentment or anger in others.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
all
what
right.
it means.
Well, it's good. We learned something.
I mean,
and he used it well.
He used it well.
Like 5 times.
And when we were talking about Al Green, I was worried when the definition started with likely to arouse. But it did come around to an actual word. Yeah.
So he's saying that just because he's black, when he stood waving a cane at the president during the speech
and yelling and screaming during his speech,
because that's not happened before. The closest we could find is Joe Wilson saying "you lie," and everybody.
And he did it once.
He did it once, and that was it. And then everybody apologized for it, and he was censored the next day. But he stood up with a cane.
Yeah.
But
And would not sit back
black.
down either.
It's because he was black.
Yeah, it's invidious discrimination.
Okay. All right. Good.
Is.
All right.
Yeah.
Now Hank Johnson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's brilliant. And you might remember him from worrying about Guam tipping over and capsizing.
Yeah. Capsizing.
The guy is a thinker.
Only if we put all of the Marines on one side of the island, then it would capsize.
Right.
Because
he wasn't just randomly saying the island would capsize. He was saying if we moved too many troops to one side of it, it would capsize.
10,000. He said if there are 10,000 troops were put there, of course that's going to tip it over.
People love it. They leave out the context of it.
I know.
They want to make them look stupid.
We want to be fair.
Right.
We want to be fair. It's invidious. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Let's go to cut 12. Here is Hank Johnson.
All of the ways in which they can kill public education, from defunding it from a federal level and then also enabling state monies and local monies to flow into the private for-profit school setup that is ongoing. It's a recipe to make education unavailable to black people. And where does that then leave us? It puts us back to when America was great
Yeah.
And we were picking cotton and
America's
all
not
of
great
it,
back
doing
then.
the productivity that they are putting my Latino brothers and sisters who
This is great.
migrate here to do that work because we are not suited intellectually to do it anymore.
Wait, what?
And but they would have us back confined to doing that kind of work. So
That was invidious.
we got to watch out for where we are headed, and it's the people that will save our democracy, that will
We don't
stop
have.
this movement towards the past that Trump has us.
Can we stop for just a second? I just have a couple of questions here, to Pat. So did he just say that blacks were no longer intellectually suited for field work?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's talking about blacks or Americans in general, but yeah, we're intellectually not suited for it. So
Meaning we're above that work?
above that, I guess. And
But
say about the people
Hispanics
doing
are.
yeah, but Hispanics are they're not
Okay.
above doing that. They're
Right.
suited. I
Well,
guess
they're
they're intellectually suited
for it. Yeah, I
So-
mean, there's a difference between I'm above that, which is absolutely wrong, and I'm not intellectually suited for that work, but you are. What
Yeah.
the hell does that even mean?
Would that be racism, would you say?
I think it's
Okay.
invidious
so.
racism.
Invidious.
Invidious.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay. Likely to arouse?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
not really.
I'm sorry, I left the second part of that
Yeah,
definition
right.
off.
Okay.
Wow.
So then he also says that it's Trump's plan to close the Department of Education to keep people from being educated. But if I could be wrong, help me out with the facts. I think since the Department of Education was put into place, our test scores have gone way down. And so like not just black kids, like no kids graduate now with more than like a third grade reading level. That's what's putting people in chains. I don't know if he understands that, but the entire system as it's built, and everyone should be aware of this. You know, they keep saying, what's going to happen to our schools? What's going to happen to what has happened to our schools, right?
Yeah, President Trump's talked about that pretty extensively. That we're 40th among industrialized nations. We spend by far the most amount of money.
Number one.
We're number one in spending, and we're 40th in education. So there's a problem there.
Yeah.
There's a big problem there.
And part of it, honestly, I mean, when will, anybody who is stuck in 1965 is not going to get this. They're not going to get this because they're stuck in 1965 and they don't see that the world has dramatically changed. And they still look at people like Johnson, one of the biggest racists of my lifetime as a president. They don't see him as doing anything but good. Look,
right.
I truly believe, whether he knew it or not, what he did completely destroyed black families, black children, enslaved them. And until we understand that,
if you look at the timeline, you see that proven out.
I know, over and over and over again, in
Yeah.
almost every way.
Yep.
And I mean, when are people, we have got to stop looking at the government as wanting to do good. Maybe they did at some time. I don't know. Our founders would have said, no, it never does that. It never does that because people are in charge. So you always look at it as a hostile entity. That's why you keep it under wraps. But let's just say they wanted to do good. Okay, everybody in the government wants to do good, but they're not. Okay, they're not. So for us to say, let's just keep going down this path is an act of insanity. All we do is throw more money, grow the government, which is not working by any measurement. It's not working. Everybody's so upset about, oh my gosh, we shut down USAID. First of all, USAID is a CIA operation. It was designed to look like aid, but it's a CIA op. That's what it is. So, first of all, you got to learn that, man. Learn that. Second of all, even if it was, for aid, can anybody tell me why we should spend maybe 20 cents on every dollar that goes there, and I'm being generous, maybe 20 cents of those dollars actually goes to help people. The rest of it is all about control and manipulation of other people's countries. And what's left is graft and just incompetence and loss. Why would we do that? Why are we focusing on the maybe 20 cents instead of the 80 cents? You know, if we were losing 20 cents on every dollar, I'd still be pissed. But we're not. We're getting 20 cents of what we really think we're getting and 80 cents to bad stuff. Why? How do you defend that?
You can't. Not if you're reasonable. Not if you're common sense American. You can't.
Unless you say government always means to do well. And gosh,
we're trying.
Right. But when have they proven that to be true recently?
And if we listened to you, everyone in Guam would be in the ocean right now. That's
There's that.
Yeah. You're right.
There is that.
You're right, Stu. Thank you very much. I just want everybody in Guam to capsize.